This is Kessben 93.3 FM, a new wave of excellence in radio.
Cameroon.
Oh, you know, who be some question me?
I am quite Infantino some of the other guy and watch
Matthias.
Any police in Seminole.
Okay.
And they care.
Mati. Infantino send me the course Saturday. Infantino send me the course Saturday in Manhattan, mama. Mama Shase from Christian Pulisic now. René Moleston, former Manchester United assistant coach. Etu Liverpool ni Manchester City for nefo. Na omo befa eye. Christian Pulisic ese Chelsea no wono na say de enema enko yim fam manesa. Eno mbusa ne sa dey. O say he's played out of his role. Baby a obon enye ho ne de nebo. And the last two games against Tottenham Hotspur and against Brighton the Genoa, onye bi krambo. So we check Chelsea in terms of the Premier League. About 2,160 minutes. But Christian Pulisic about 754 minutes. For me, individually or in terms of talent-wise, for me, he's better than every Chelsea player. But he's cast in a 4-3-3 scheme. And only baby out the left side of attack with Timbo Bonier. Unfortunately, coach now on a year, Jumano plays a 3-back. Until baby coach prefer creators. Omubebo narrow like him or bebo expansively. Until the coach prefers Mason Mount and Hakim Ziyech this particular season. Or Hakim Ziyech and then Abrante Fene Callum Hudson-Odoi. Into ono sombemo na bubia. It is either the right side of the attack and Nase Okobo as false line. But will be on him Christian Pulisic from Borussia Dortmund, the Babesi Chelsea and San Thomas Tuchel Lebanon. So obo a 4-3-3 and now the not to Benkuma firm in terms of the attack. So obo a 4-2-3-1. Not to the three behind the striker no, not to the left side. He is a proper number 10. Now the only hear from number 10 be apart from say obey passes, obey the incisive and the piercing passes. He is a player who take players on with ease, and he's a player who bet me a changing game within a split second. But unfortunately for him, he needs to adapt to a different tactical play. And that's idea and him bed in the amano. And so what check the rotational policy of the Chelsea team now. There are few players Nenka Mendy and then Abrante Fene Rudiger. Apart from the two players and probably James Reese, maybe Jorginho. 4 players when players are under Thomas Tuchel no rotational policy in general ebinka omo. Tego Silva omo rotating no. Cesar Azpilicueta omo rotating no. N'Golo Kante omo rotating no. Kovacic omo rotating no. Whoever. Even Romelu Lukaku almost spending so much in the market for him. Some games he's rotated. Into rotational policy no and a be aka Christian Pulisic day in day out. Coach Efene Thomas Tuchel Bobo Boniface 11 na onim. So check it Chelsea's last 7 games are about 5 straight games. But in the last 2 and they say onya be etimi esi akan. And no ama branch no e show the displeasure e dey change the clone for ahead of the game on bebo against Abado. Say Chelsea team no I say den ko person senior more minutes no enya dey say onya. Obeti na say from baby amity because I feel say me na me coach of Chelsea. Because of him, I'll play to suit him and I'll make sure say on the bed the big boy, the Eden Hazard of the side clearly is Christian Pulisic. But say you, unyane sa dynamism of football no and the dynamics of tactics no who you player and also adjust to whoever comes on board. It be favor, it be in favor. But at the end of it all, team be share the results are coach in the DMA. And as it stands now, in as much as Chelsea league normally Manchester City gap na ba beso Chelsea are still in the UEFA Champions League. They are still in other domestic competition. Now, the hierarchy of Chelsea almost they are not looking up to a Christian Pulisic. The earlier or better say no team adapted to the 3-back system, no, the better.
Say a Kobase or top stars. Honestly, be more complaining to you personally. Now I'm back out. I be make a pronouncement at this and no chess enter dressing room, no team control you. In him someone may argue. The Thomas Tuchel very careful.
We see several coaches.
Yeah.
Felipe Scolari was a typical example.
Yeah.
But you know, the players in question, you should those 2 players in question. Romelu Lukaku is a big boy generally as compared to the competitors. He's a big boy generally to the European game. But Chelsea, does he call the shot in the Chelsea setup? No. You hear Christian Pulisic. Ball the unimbo. Ah, I the ball and check. And I waka Sabranti unimbo. But within the Chelsea setup, is he so big as compared to his other competitors? For me, no. You know, so we a bigger one. For Lukaku, the sika anko a oje man here big. The sika anko a editor man here big. But on the field of play, ni more de bonnet to say. Pulisic, so a big boy, why is he warming the bench? For me,
so he's on the planning the man.
oh, you know, Thomas Tuchel by now a player, on a consistent player within the Chelsea setup, and then because of injuries in Kwan, it is because of the three back. And the Chelsea team, no, when you're the time of Drogba, the time of Lampard, the time of Ballack, Joko, and Damien Duff, acquire certain players are coach now prepare a certain scheme. I'm gonna see two or more, and no more year, Juma. And clearly, apart from what said Thiago Silva on a club, John a young chair, Cesar Aspilicueta, a big boy, but he's very quiet. And Lukaku Majo Mudia Bobrand there, but within the Chelsea setup, none of these players, in my opinion, called the shot within the setup. Said Lukaku in some no can, even the days of Drogba, and Omkoka as soon as Dino and Kachanka 1 week over Pankuchino. But now, in as much as players are the embodiment of the game, Chelsea again will be looking after the technical head than some will be looking after the players. But or not as a coach, and also making sure say only players never casa. No what me making sure so he will build a certain scheme that will suit these guys that are complaining. For all you know, any two players when they complaining, there are other players complaining too. Yes, the other players complaining too. It is a man no more Jumano, who ye be no more pad. You know what do? You make sure you draw a scheme that will fit them so well for them to play and for you to get a result.
Oh, players no, yes.